What's up, y'all? I am back with another video. I hope y'all being safe out there. I know y'all better stay moisturized and y'all better just mind your own business now. I'm telling you. Y'all, a 95-year-old granny in New York just got charged with unaliving her 89-year-old roommate. 95 years old, y'all. At that point, I thought the biggest danger was a misplaced hearing aid, not a homicide charge. But here we are. The victim was an 89-year-old Holocaust survivor. Think about that. This woman literally survived one of the darkest chapters in human history, only to get taken out almost a century later by her roommate.
A 95-year-old woman is being held tonight without bail. She's accused of murdering her 89-year-old roommate at a nursing home in Brooklyn. And tonight, a lawyer for the victim's family is talking to Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon about the tragedy.
The way she died is like in a Stephen King horror movie.
The violent death in a Coney Island nursing home of an 89-year-old Holocaust survivor and great-grandmother, allegedly at the hands of her 95-year-old roommate, has left her family broken.
This didn't have to happen. This should never have happened.
95-year-old Galina Smirnova was arraigned on a murder charge today in Brooklyn Criminal Court. According to prosecutors, she was discovered by a staff member at Seagate Nursing Home washing blood off herself and around the room she had shared with Nina Kravtsov for only 2 days. Nina Kravtsov was dead, according to the medical examiner, of blunt force trauma.
She was asleep at sometime around 9 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, she was beaten to a pulp.
The alleged murder weapon, a leg rest from Smirnova's wheelchair found discarded outside the building. Kravtsov's family's attorney Randy Zellin is normally a defense lawyer and tells us dementia plays a legal role here in 2 ways. First, in a likely civil suit against Seagate, which had been Kravtsov's home for several years, arguing that it shouldn't have paired a patient with dementia with a roommate in a brand new environment without some supervision. And second, if the defense makes the case Smirnova didn't know what she was doing.
Dementia can bring on, unprovoked, out of nowhere, a fit of complete rage. So defensively, that's the defense. Now, be interesting to see how that plays in against the backdrop of apparently discarding the piece of the wheelchair, washing her hands in the bathroom. Now suddenly we begin to see, maybe I do know what I was doing.
Attorney Randy Zellin says a team here at his office will be seeking justice for the family, looking to hold Seagate accountable if it could have prevented the tragedy with different protocols or staffing. We've reached out, but there has been no comment from the nursing home. In Midtown, Sonia.
And see, here's where every nursing and CNA watching this is just shaking their head, because we will beg management, please don't put Miss Spicy Attitude with Miss Doesn't Take Any Mess. But management, nah, they'll say, oh, insurance approved the room, like as though Blue Cross and Blue Shield is going to come down here and break up the fight when it does occur. Now, I'm not saying that we expected, murder to happen, but we definitely expect drama. When you pair 2 patients together, that's the problem. You had a lady in there with dementia at 95, and then you got the other lady in there who's 89. There's no telling what type of condition she was in, but let's just say if she had dementia, a lot of times they will clash, especially if there's PTSD or something of that nature that they're dealing with. Those people will go back and they'll live in the past. They'll speak it out, and sometimes it can cause the roommate to react. You just never know, or because she could have been yelling out. You just don't know the situation, so you have to be careful when you pair them. And that's where the staff comes in at, because a lot of times I've seen it happen day after day, where they're like, okay, we got to move these patients, and you're like, no, they're not going to be compatible. But then it's like you always have to end up paying extra attention, giving extra care, making sure that those two don't end up hurting each other, because this right here has always been and always will be a fear when it comes to us nurses. At the end of the day, age doesn't erase personality. Some people mellow out, some people get meaner, and some just stay petty to the grave. And if you've ever worked in healthcare, you know that roommate assignments are the real Hunger Games. So yeah, a tragic story with a brutal ending, but let this be a PSA. When nurses and CNAs say don't put these two together, we're not being dramatic. We're literally preventing Dateline episodes like this. But hey, what do we know? We're just the ones actually in the trenches, dodging call lights and ducking flying dentures. Well, anyways, let me know what you think about this story down below. If you feel compelled, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.